Good morning, everybody. Well, I've been getting some messages. You know, I haven't been putting out a whole lot of YouTube videos, and I've been saying mainly because I do the same thing every single day, and I pretty much do. But it occurred to me after somebody mentioned it that, yeah, I do the same thing every day, but I haven't showed anybody what I do. So I have one of my normal runs that I start today. I'm on my way to my truck, and I will show you what I do.
This is dispatch.
Well, I have my truck's the last truck in the yard today. Normally I leave either the night before or early in the morning. Today I happen to have the last pickup that we're doing, and everybody's gone. But that's my truck right there. It's an 07 Columbia. Currently we're still on paper logs, and it's ungoverned. It's a fun truck to drive. It doesn't break down. I've never had a check engine light. But I have to head to Louisiana and get this pre-trip done, and let's get going. There she is, people. That's who I work for. The News Produce. I'll tell you more about them in a few minutes. Well, I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I'm not sure how good the audio will be, and I'm going to reevaluate this in a minute and see if it works out. But I'm leaving out of Henderson, Texas, and I'm heading to Arcadia, Louisiana. Where there I go and I pick up chicken carcasses that'll go down to Laredo and be hauled into Mexico. Now, News Produce, it's a really good company to work for. They started 60 years ago. Buck and Francis McNew, the owners of the company, man, they are in that place every single day. I walk into the office and there they sit, still working every day. They started out as just a fruit stand here in Henderson, and now they're a large produce and small grocer here in town. It's a 17 truck operation, about to be an 18 truck operation, and man, just everybody treats me really well. So if you have any questions about these guys, let me know. I think we're full staff right now and don't need anybody. Most of their drivers have been here for several years. We do have a few that come and go. But right now I just run this same route. I do it twice a week, and it works out really good for me. He's going to change my route and start sending me up north. I'm not sure exactly where, but it'll be a one-tripper rather than a two-tripper that pays pretty much the same. But we're going to come out here and we're going to run back roads out to Louisiana, go pick up this load. We'll be back in a minute. Well, we get to the plant, park the truck, run into this shipping office where we will give them our information for the load, and then we wait. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. Let's hope today it's quick. All right, so I'm here in Arcadia at the chicken plant. You can see right over here, this is where the trucks come in with the chicken. I've never been inside the plant, but we come into the guard shack, we scale in with a empty weight, and then we come here and wait. And they'll come to our door, tell us when we need to go to a door, they'll load us up, and then we'll head back to Henderson. So, but yeah, this is where we are. The girl that was here for the 8 o'clock appointment says she is loaded, and they loaded her pretty quickly. She's waiting on her export paperwork. But got the reefer down, cooling off. It's got to be at 10 degrees, and we'll get loaded here in a little bit. All right. Well, I have been here less than an hour, and he just came up and told me to back up into door 6. So that is what we'll do. Alrighty, confirm my reefer temp, 6 degrees. door, you pretty much got to be perfect to get in here. If you're not right on the money, they'll come up and tell you to adjust a little bit. But yeah, I'll open up my doors and they'll load me up, and then we wait again. Start out with a clean reefer trailer. All right, I'm loaded. 45 minutes, not too shabby. Let's pull up, see what we got in the back, and get these doors closed. And that's what we have. Those there. Got a good handhold here. Chicken carcasses. I would guess that I'm going to weigh a little over 79,000 pounds. The blood's just now starting to run out of the back. This thing will be filthy when I get to Laredo and packed full. I'll get my load locks on here and see what's next. Well, after I close my doors and pull away from the loading dock, then I come back and I park where I was this morning after I checked in. I have to go back into the shipping office, tell them what door I was in, sign my bill of lading, and then I wait again. Now this is part of the thing I haven't understood about this place. If you're here for the night shift and you get here at 2 or 4 in the morning to do your pickup, once you're loaded, you go in and you sign the bills, they hand you your seal and you're ready to go. But for some reason on the day shift, you have to wait on your export paperwork, and it's usually a 45-minute to an hour wait. I have waited as long as 2 hours. And what they do is they come and they bring me my paperwork, and then they seal my trailer and I leave. I haven't understood how the day shift can have or the night shift can have export paperwork ready to go right away, but the day shift makes you sit another 2 or 4 hours. This is going to be a real issue come elong time. I don't know if people understand how big an issue that's going to be, but it will be. But now we wait for them to bring me my paperwork. An hour and 20 minutes to get my export paperwork. And I'm pulling out now. She handed me my paperwork and went and put the seal on, and then she walked back up here and she was pretty angry. She goes, "Next time you're here, you better back all the way up so the blood will drain on the concrete where it's supposed to. You hear me?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Then she walked in the front of the truck and smiled and gave me a thumbs up. I'm not exactly sure what that meant. What I really wanted to say was, if you would have handed me my export paperwork when I checked in and I could have left, no blood would be anywhere, but we can't say that. Anyway, let's get out of here and get back to Henderson. Well, I weigh 78,740, so that's a little lighter than normal getting out of here. So now I'm going to go back to Henderson, Texas. We have our own fuel depot there. So I will fill up there, take a short break, and then head back out this afternoon to head on to Laredo. And we'll film some more today. we're back at the yard. You can see we've got our own fuel tanks here. So what I'll do is I'll top off my reefer, top off my tanks, and what this allows me to do is I can head to Laredo, make my run to either Dallas and Houston, and be back here and not have to fill up again. So we'll top this thing off. I'm gonna take about an hour break, run a few errands, get something to eat, and then I'm gonna head out. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. I got this thing filled up, went and got me some dinner, and now we're off. Gonna head to Laredo. Should take me about 8 hours to get there, so let's do it. I am done for the night. I am in Cotulla, Texas, which is about an hour north of my destination in Laredo, and this is where I normally stop. I'm at a Stripes truck stop. There's a Flying J and a Stripes here. Flying J's always full. The Stripes used to have parking all the time, but it fills up here the last couple weeks. It seems like it's been full most of the time. And I normally park in a little dirt lot across the street here the last couple weeks, but it's been raining here, and that probably wasn't a good spot. But there were a few spots here on the side of the building that aren't real parking, but people are usually parked here, and I was able to grab one. So this is where I'm going to stay for the night, and I will get up in the morning and finish my destination. So, but for now, I'm going to hit the hay. It snowed like crazy all the way across I-10, about 20 miles west of Houston, all the way to about 30 miles south of San Antonio on 35. It was snowing like crazy. The roads seemed to be clear, but there were lots of cars spun around, and I saw a couple big trucks in the ditch. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it did. But yeah, it was coming down pretty good. Pretty sad for West Texas or South Texas or whatever. But here it's just raining. They're calling for some snow, but it's not doing it now. It's just raining a little bit. So anyway, I'm hitting the rack. Talk to you in the morning. Chorizo and egg breakfast taco. Remind me to tell you about this in a little bit. I just passed exit 18 on I-35 South. There's snow all over the ground in South Texas. Something ain't right about this. Something ain't right. Well, welcome to Laredo, Texas, and to the forwarding warehouse here. That's a completely different kind of cluster. It's been snowing here most of the night, and it's starting to melt. This place is an absolute mud hole. I just got checked in. Let me get to my truck and I'll explain what happens here. This place I'm at is known as a forwarding depot. It appears to be a warehouse, but it's not. I thought it was for the longest time. Never could figure out any rhyme or reason for how long you waited or what order. I mean, all of us that work for McNews, and there's 4 trucks here right now, sometimes there's as many as 5 here, you'd be the first one in, then you'd be the last one out. Or sometimes you'd be the last one in and be the first one out. There was never any rhyme or reason for how you would get out of here, and it didn't really matter what time you got here because there was no telling what time you were going to get out. Found out later that what happens is you get here and then you walk down to the office where there's a whole line of people waiting to check in, and this is a long process in itself, just getting checked in. And apparently what happens is once they get your paperwork, then they call across the border and let the Mexican truck driver know that his load's here. And then he's got to get across the border and come over here. So they don't actually pull my product off and store it here. They pull my product off and immediately put it onto another truck. So it just depends on how long it takes the driver to get over here. I've been out of here as early as 9:30 in the morning. I've been out of here as late as 2:30, 3 in the afternoon. I've talked to other drivers that have been here all night long. But this is another waiting game that we come and we wait. So hopefully we'll get out of here early. So far, who knows? There's about 90 trucks here in the parking lot waiting to do the exact same thing that I am. So we'll see. Anyway, I was gonna tell you about the Stripes. I stop at this Stripes every time I come down. That's where I stop, and there's a Laredo Taco Company in there. And I love Laredo Taco Company, but the way they've got this place set up is a little different. I normally don't stop and eat. You go in and they've got one line for Laredo Taco Company and then one line for the convenience store. The problem is they don't check you out at the Laredo Taco. You get in this big long line and you go up and you get your order done. Well, then you have to get out of that line and go get in the other long line to get your coffee or whatever else you get, and then they'll go over and get your tacos and check you out there. So you have to stand in two large lines waiting for all the Halliburton and Cud employees as well as the locals to get all their stuff. So normally I just blow off me a breakfast taco, but this morning there were only 2 people in line, so I grabbed me one, and it was pretty good. So anyway, I'm gonna take a nap, try to make time go by, and then we'll see what happens, how long it takes me to get to a door. Well, 5 hours and 45 minutes later, they just called me to go to a door. So what I'm doing is I'm going down. I have to scale the truck, and then I will go park in either door 3 or door 4 to get unloaded, whichever one's available. Life of a reefer driver. Well, while I wait for a guy who's blocking me from getting off the scales while he's getting his truck checked, we'll go ahead and open up the doors here and see what it looks like now. Quite the change from when I loaded it. It's covered in frozen blood. Let's get this thing in a door. Once they get you to a door, it's really quick. Got unloaded, got my paperwork in less than 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna head back into town, get a washout. Then I'm heading over to another facility to pick up avocados to take to Garland. So get her done. Well, I'm at U.S. Cold Storage in Laredo, and it's almost 6 p.m. They put me in a door pretty quick, but I've been sitting here for about 2 hours, and I haven't felt them start to load yet, so there's no telling. Normally I get out of here pretty quick. Last time I was here, man, they had me loaded in 45 minutes or so, but then I waited about 2 hours for the paperwork. That's not normal. Normally I'm in and out of here fairly quickly, but the guy forgot to call me last time, but he says he'll remember this time. Got my next run. I'm going to be loading up avocados here and taking them to Garland, Texas. I've got me a few naps in today, and I'll probably be able to make it. It's a 7 a.m. delivery. But I'm all washed out and just need to get loaded and hit the road. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I have a 7 a.m. delivery, and this will be my first load that's ever been late. But don't ever complain about a 5-hour wait time, because you may be waiting 9 hours. 9 hours. Here we go. Camera down, camera lay. Good morning, everybody. Well, I have arrived at my receiver in Garland, Texas. I thought I would end up being about an hour and 15 minutes late, but I ended up only being 33 minutes late, which is still disappointing. I hate being late, but what do? You can only get here as quick as you can get here. They put me right in the door. We'll see how long it takes them to get me offloaded, and then once I'm empty, we'll head back to Henderson, fill her up, and Yes, I'll sleep the rest of the day. I thought I was going to go deer hunting today, but I was up all night, and it's not going to happen. I'm going to sleep all day. But we'll finish out this video here in just a little bit. Well, I'm back at the yard, and this is pretty much how it goes down for me, and I do that twice a week. Now, this is pretty atypical. I mean, when you're a reefer driver, you do a lot of waiting. It's just the nature of the beast. This particular time was unusually long wait times at each and every facility, and it's normally not like that. There is some, but not like that. But I'm beat tired. I'm going to go find me a shower and a bed. I'm going to spend the rest of my day off sleeping. And we will hit this again on Monday. So for those of you that have been asking what I do, there it is. There's what I do. And for the rest of you, thank you very much for watching. And don't forget, Jeff Bratcher's a flat earther. Until next time, I'm Buck Rub.